Hey there, Libra. Welcome to part 2 for the week of April 11th. This is part 1 right here. And if you haven't watched part 1 yet, it is linked up in the pinned comment down below, or actually in the description down below. I lied, just kidding. But we're going to clarify through here and see what is going on for you at this time. With that Mars card, you have this square, semi-square quincunx card. This card says tension on it, and reading that just gives me a lot of tension. So I definitely feel with the Mars card and with this card, you could be experiencing tension. I feel like this is positive tension is what I would say to you, because I think just intuitively, really, I feel that the kind of like the tension that we're feeling, we are feeling a lot of tension. I even woke up the other morning, my jaw was like really tight. I must have been like clenching or something, but I've been feeling the tense energy as well. I feel like this tension is the thing that is pushing us towards a change. So let's see where this first row is going, Libra. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Six of Cups here. This is a release. There you go. I mean, literally, Six of Cups is a release. Six of Cups, you can read it a million different ways. It can represent nostalgia, innocence, the past, a soulmate. This is clearly a very good love reading. And again, if you have a person entering into your life for love, this looks very, very good to me. I feel like there could be a very strong connection coming in for you. Again, I personally do not read Six of Cups as an ex coming back. Again, as I've said a million times in the past, if you read about the Six of Cups in any of the tarot books, it does not say anything about someone coming back from the past necessarily, and even many of them say, do not return to the past. So, again, I don't know where that comes from. Could you be thinking about the past? Absolutely. To me, it's a gift from the universe. The gift we receive from the Six of Cups is obstacles being removed from our path. Usually, with the Six of Cups, we could be trying to accomplish something, a goal, wish, dream, love, whatever. We experience a lot of obstacles. When the Six of Cups shows up, it's like the release. It's like the gift. With the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Wands. Love it. There is clearly a very passionate new beginning coming in for you. Again, you have that Sunrise card at the end, and that card says a fresh start. We are, of course, going to clarify that card, but, it looks like to me there could be some, clearly, this is a fresh start reading. I'm pretty sure I'm going to title your first reading A Fresh Start, because that's really what it was all about. And this reading is just continuing that whole path of like some sort of fresh start. With the Ace of Wands, something from the past is usually crumbling in the background of the Ace of Wands. It's a castle and it's falling apart. The Ace of Wands kind of represents that fresh start, something new entering into your life. With the Two of Wands, you have the Judgment card. Damn. Libra, this is a very clear reading. I don't think I've had a reading this clear for you in a long time. Again, the Judgment card is a fresh start. The Judgment card, normally there are people rising out of the coffins on the Judgment card, and they're standing in the coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside of the coffin is their new life, a new opportunity, new whatever it is that they want. And I really feel you need to like step into this new life, or kind of like step into these new opportunities that could be coming in for you in your life. So, don't be afraid to make a change. The thing I always say with the Judgment card is those people are being called out by their higher self angel. Normally this same angel is also on the Judgment card, and it is your higher self angel saying, like, step out of the coffin, start a new life. So if you're thinking about starting something new, I would get started, clearly. Look at this. With the Draft Spirit, you have this Rabbit Spirit. It says, now is a lucky time. I love this. This is a really good reading for you, Libra. Again, no clickbait. I feel like this is literally one of the better readings I've done for you in a while. So I feel like there's a lot of progress and a lot of success. It's funny that in your first reading, I said something about how when we are experiencing tension or whatever, like I feel like we just want to leap away from it. We just want to come up with like a quick fix, right? I think that's what I said in your first reading. I said something about a quick fix, but it's almost like you're more focused on building a permanent solution, which I love. I feel like that's a great thing to do, because usually quick fixes don't last very long, right? So it looks to me like you're focusing on permanent solutions, and I feel like now is a very lucky time to create those permanent solutions with this Rabbit Spirit. The thing about the Rabbit Spirit that I like to remind people is that, rabbit medicine, and like the totem meaning for rabbit, or the medicine, animal medicine, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of like leaps and bounds of success. You can make a huge leap of success, but then there's like a pause. So, the rabbit medicine can say that you could experience a leap with a pause, which is fine, then another leap and a pause, right? So I always tell people, don't get disappointed during those pauses, right? It reminds me of business. Again, not to talk about myself too much here, but it's like I've noticed over the years, like there will be times where like my income will increase and then it will kind of flatline, right? It'll stay the same. Then it will go up again. During those times where it flatlines, it's like sometimes I get a little bit antsy, right? Because I'm like, I want more. Who doesn't want more money, right? And so I feel like it's important that during those times we need to be grateful and we need to say, wow, I'm doing much better than I was. Things are improving. And this goes for love as well. It's like if you get into a relationship and you have a positive relationship, you even if things are kind of a little bit slow, then you could say to yourself, you know what, this is the best relationship I've ever had. Things are going really well, whatever. I think we need to kind of put ourselves, we need to, gain that perspective, right? And that's what I see here. With the Two of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles work. I feel like people are realizing that they have to put the work into relationships. In general, I would be very careful. It's popping to mind. I would be very careful of people who are overly negative and critical of relationships in general. I've done too many readings. Like when I was doing readings years ago, where people would be like, I broke up with my boyfriend, my girlfriend, because my friends told me that they were lazy, but now I realize that they weren't, and all this other stuff. I'm like, don't fall into that trap, right? It's like I always tell people, if you're in a positive relationship and you have friends that are starting to hate on the relationship, it's time to ditch those friends if you want a relationship, if you want a positive relationship. Because I've seen it happen too many times where it's like someone's had a good relationship and their friends are like, oh, they should be doing this, they should be doing that. It's like, don't be friends with miserable people, plain and simple. I have a rule. It's like when I have someone who's miserable in my life, I kick them out of my life, plain and simple. Because I've just seen it happen too many times. Misery loves company. I'd be careful of that with the Eight of Pentacles. And again, if you're in something positive, put in the work. With the Lovers, you have the Ten of Cups, Fortune after difficulty. Like Libra, this is probably one of the better love readings that I've seen in a long time. So I definitely love to see that with the Ten of Cups and just everything going on here. If you're looking for love, this could be someone who wants to have a family. Even if you don't want to have a family, again, this is like the happily ever after type of card. So it could be someone who just wants to have a positive relationship. If you're not looking for love, this reading to me is just still happily ever after. I feel like things are going to be going very, very well for you with this Ten of Cups energy. With the Ace of Swords, you have the King of Cups. Definitely could be someone who's very emotionally stable. I've been babbling on about this for months now. To me, I would say that the King of Cups type of energy, and again, it does not matter what gender you're attracted to. This is just the person's energy, right? I feel like that the King of Cups is someone who's very emotionally stable. We're in a time of heightened emotions. Everything's emotional, right? And there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. This type of person, they understand that things are happening in the world, but they're not crapping their pants. They're not worrying about what's going on and all this other stuff. So I feel like you could be attracting someone who's very emotionally stable, emotionally mature, all those other good things. With that Sunrise card and the June card, you have this Club card. It says something will try to make you do something against your will. And you have this Butterfly. It says a change for the better. So I feel like this is a change for the better. I do feel like we are in a time where it is very, very important. I said this in your first reading. I was talking about the star, right? How we're entering to this time of Aquarius. Here's the thing. You know better than anyone else. So what I would say here is if people are trying to make you do anything at all, period, that does not align with your mission, then don't do it, right? Plain and simple. It reminds me of this office that I'm in right now, right? It's like, I don't want to say I was pressured into getting the office, but it's like I definitely had people in my life who were like, you need an office, you need an office, you need an office, right? And it's like I didn't really do this tarot thing to have an office, right? Do I regret getting the office? I would say no, because I'm far more productive than I was, right, before I had the office. But it's like, should I have gotten the office? Probably not, because maybe not, right? Because it didn't really align with my vision at the time. My vision has since changed, but it's like, would that have happened anyway? Maybe, right? Maybe I would have. Did this force me, to change my vision for the better, which I think it has changed for the better now because of the office. But originally, should I have gotten the office? I would say no, because it made me not productive for 6-8 months, the first 6 to 8 months of having the office. So And again, maybe the timing just wasn't right, right? Would I have eventually gotten it? Probably. Would I have eventually found a place? Probably. Because I think it has been helpful. But again, it took a long time to warm up to it. But again, it's like I felt like I was forced into it, right? And, I'm telling you this because I feel like that club card, I'm not saying it's an office, but I feel like there could be something in your life. Remember what I just said about negative people, misery loves company, all these miserable people, that hate relationships and things like that. Again, I've seen it happen too many times where it's like someone gets a divorce, their friend gets a divorce, and then they start telling them to divorce their husband, their wife, whatever, right? And I'm always like, don't listen to those people. Those people are idiots. They just want you to be miserable with them, right? I've heard people whose mother, just hates relationships, and a person has a good relationship. It's like, don't allow those people to infect your brain. And I feel that with that club card. I also feel there could be other decisions at this time that I feel like you need to make in your time. And that's where I'm going with this. It's like maybe you will eventually get an office. Maybe you will eventually get a divorce. And I'm not suggesting you should. Maybe you eventually will get married or whatever. But it's like you should be doing it in your time, not in their time, right? Something needs to develop. Again, it's funny. I don't want to babble on about this, but I feel like it's super important for whatever reason. Dominant energy in your reading for sure, right? And you have this butterfly. And it's like, could you imagine if you tried to force a caterpillar to turn into a butterfly, or if you tried to, cut it out of its chrysalis too soon? It's like you'd have caterpillar soup all over the place because it's not ready. And I kind of feel that. It's like you're going to be ready to be your own beautiful butterfly in time, right? And I feel like that's what you need to focus on. With the Four of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you're just taking control of your own reality. At this time, I feel a lot of people are doing this, so it doesn't really surprise me. Wheel of Fortune is your personal vision for your life. It is like where you see your life going. It is what you see your destiny being in a lot of ways. Sorry, I have the hiccups today, by the way, because it's my fasting day. I always get hiccups on fasting day. TMI, right, Libra? But what I would say here is that I feel that a lot of you are kind of, it's like I said, you're seeing your vision for your life, and I feel like you're moving closer towards it. I like it, but in your own time. With the Four of Wands, Ace of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords twice here. I love the Ace of Swords, definitely a victory coming in for you. So I feel like there's definitely a victory coming in. And with the Strength card, you have the Hierophant twice. This could be marriage again. Both cards can represent kind of like patience in a lot of ways with the Hierophant and the Strength card. The Hierophant isn't really patience, but it kind of is, because the middle level of the Hierophant is apprenticeship, meaning that you're kind of like learning from someone else, like a mentor. And maybe you're not literally learning from a mentor, but you could be learning from something, like a lesson in life or whatever. And there's like kind of like a little bit of patience there. But I do feel like there could be marriage, or a person that's coming in for you that you could be marrying. All in all, this is amazing. I feel like this happily ever after type of energy, but again, in your own time. I think that's the most important thing here. So love it. Thank you for being here, Libra. Really appreciate it. Amazing reading. Thank you for being here. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this week. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.